Call this meeting to order. We are going to salute the flag, Mr. Craig.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
See, they made a bunch of these.
And there's all kinds of like syntax. I gotta fix it because every time I read it, I'm always stumbling.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by posting on the bulletin board of Borough Hall, by email to the Ridgewood News, the Record, and by submissions to all persons entitled the same as provided by law of a schedule, including the date and time of this meeting. I'd like to remind all members of the public that there are 3 fire exits in our council chambers, one on each side and then one in the rear. In addition, we will be recorded by both audio, video, and video for purposes of creating a recording during the public portion of this meeting. If any member of the public wishes to be recorded or heard, they need only identify themselves with their full name for recording and step up to the dais. No, just give me 1 second, okay? All right, roll call, please.
Okay, Councilman Aquafreda.
He's in England.
Mr. Arakelian.
Here.
Ms. Boland.
Here.
Dr. Gewertz. Mr. Merriman.
Here.
Ms. Grasso.
Here.
Mr. Monroe. Is it Mr. Castro? Absent.
I know he's excused.
Okay, and Mayor Mignon.
Here.
Okay.
I'm not the red-headed stepchild.
You can sit up here tonight, Mike. Sorry.
We have approval of the minutes from the last meeting. It's nice to be
And
caught up.
alternate Craig. Craig, sorry.
Michael Craig, yeah, please, come on up. We're going to look for approval of the minutes. You should have all gotten them on your emails.
You want me to take that also? Good.
I'll just do one favor.
Okay.
Any adjustments to it or corrections? A motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
For the second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstained?
Abstain.
The mayor abstained, he was in your last meeting. Okay, so that's that. So now we're going to go to our completeness on this application. Are you going to step up, sir? This is on application Kelm 2017-08, 541 Monroe Court, and this is for the completeness on the application. Mr. Skirvitz.
Wait. I see discrepancy in the plan that I have reviewed and was just provided. I cited the violation at 39.86% for this coverage. And I see the plan before me at 41.09. Go ahead with it because the notice says any enroll or the parents might be working.
Update, okay.
Well, this is just for completeness first, right?
Right. So we're gonna. Anybody else have any questions on the application? Have a motion for completeness. Mr. Cray,
Right.
do I have a second?
Oh, second.
Mr. Merman,
Okay.
you can roll call on that.
Okay, I will. Mr. Arakelian? Yes. Ms. Boland?
Yes.
Absent. Mr. Merriman?
Here? Yes.
Yes. Mr. Grasso?
Yes.
Mayor Mignon?
Yes.
And Mr. Craig?
Yes.
Okay.
Signatures. This is the development agreement. Okay, so I'll get to that. Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion to close the work session of the planning board.
So me.
Mr. Mervin,
Second.
Mr. Gerwitz, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, all abstained? So moved.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I'm looking at this plan, and it's a different plan that we're not going to review. We have a proposed lot coverage, which is over the structures at 30.39%, which I did not cite because it was a violation when I reviewed the original set. And then, of course, the impervious coverage is increased by about 1.5%.
Do you have the original with you, Mr. Skirvin? No, the previous one?
Unless it's put in my package from downstairs, I wouldn't have it.
Did you change the plan from last meeting
No,
till?
not at all, this was when I was denied, this was the plan I began redrawn with that.
You can say that I have that.
I'm using his, so we'll bring them on. Same date, June 17th,
I do not have the plan that I reviewed originally.
All right, let's reopen our meeting first, and then we'll move into this and discuss further. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Riverbridge Planning Board. Again, we're here to discuss application 2017-08, which was incomplete at the work session. Okay, Mr. Kelm, you want to stand up? You want to swear him in?
Yes. Mr. Kelm, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. State your name.
Howard Kelly?
Go ahead, sure, John.
That's okay. K-E-L-M? Okay, thanks. And your address?
541 Monroe Court.
Okay.
Okay, as we've been opening the packet, we've noticed, our zoning officer noticed a bit of a discrepancy. Have you gotten around it, Mr. Skirvin, to figure out what happened? Did the plans change, or?
The numbers have changed, because I would have cited the numbers that are on the plan that was before the board tonight. And it would have been two variances, one for lot coverage, all roof structures, and one for total impervious. And there's no revision dates on the plan, so I can't, no date when it was received by the office, so I cannot tell you when this was submitted, or when it was prepared.
Well, the date that I have on the plan that I have, which I received at the last meeting.
these aren't originals either. See it.
No, they're not, no.
You want to check see if it's in here?
It's possible. Can I see your plan?
This is the original, this is the one.
Can I see that one, sure? Yeah, here's the plan I looked at.
Probably the one we all looked at, June 17th?
This is there's no revision date on this either, but this is the plan that I looked at, October 8, 2015. This is what was submitted to me, which has a lot coverage of 24.96% proposed, which complies, and a proposed,
But
this is not the right one either, let's see what you have.
File.
we just,
That's the one I have, June 17th.
Well, that's one.
yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
But Mark, I think the thing you can check is let's see if whether the individual line items have changed, because it's 115 square foot difference on the two percentages, so either he made
Oh, there's, I have, for maximum lot coverage proposed, there's,
no, but he's got all the areas broken down, so we can check the numbers and see if they're still added to the same.
yeah.
To see where the difference is, because he's coming up with the total area of 3883 square feet, and
Let the record show at 7:45, Dr. Gerwitz showed up.
Are we in work or?
We are in a regular session. And you need a few minutes, Mr. Skirvin?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to ask for a motion that we put this aside for a few minutes. We'll go to our memorializations, while Mr. Skirvich works on the details. Have a motion on that?
Make a motion to table this until, we finish regular business, we'll come back.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstain? Okay. So we have two memorializations that we're gonna work on. One is, she doesn't have the number here, but it's the side yard variance for Michael Talty at 189 Greenway Terrace. You guys want to take a look at it real quick? I looked it over, it looked pretty much what we decided.
Okay.
Just hold up 1 second, okay? Let's get a look at these two memorializations out of the way. So, anybody have any questions on this memorialization? Okay, accept a motion to accept it.
Motion to accept?
Dr. Warwood,
Dr. Gewertz, motion.
Second?
Mr. Merman, roll call, please. Wait, here's the list. She's gonna kill me, but...
Oh, she wants it done on this?
Yeah, well,
Because she said who was here?
yep, mhm.
Okay, very good. Okay, so, motion, vote on memorialization. 1 second. Hold that.
Mhm.
All right, so.
Unless you wanna do it on that, and then she can transpose it on.
No, I'll do it on this, because this says who was here,
Okay,
who
yep,
was hurt, who
okay.
was qualified to vote, which I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so the motion was made by Dr. Gewertz. Here we go.
Oh, you want Tally?
Motion, Dr. Gewertz, second. Okay.
You want Talty? We doing
This is,
Talty?
yeah.
According to this, I made the motion.
No, this.
No,
This
this
is
is-
memorialization.
Memorialization.
That was the
We're
vote
just doing the
to approve.
attendance.
This is just the
Who was there?
memorialization of the written resolution. Okay?
That's what I'm talking about.
Everyone understand?
No, I just motion to accept the
Oh,
memorialization.
I'm one step ahead.
That's okay. Okay, we have, let's see, no, Mayor Mignon was not here.
He was not here.
Okay, so we have, Councilman
I was
was not
here.
here. Mr. Arakelli?
Yes.
Okay.
Ms. Bowman was here.
Ms. Boland?
Yes.
Yes. Dr.
Dr.
Gewertz?
Gewertz was here.
Yes.
Okay. We have Mr. Merriman,
Yes.
Mr. Grasso?
Yes. And Monroe's not here. And Aquafina's not here.
Okay, so that's all
Mhm.
that's qualified, but the memorialization passes 5 votes,
Right.
5 affirmative votes.
Mhm. That's, you don't put, yep, give me everything back.
Does it matter that Mr. Cray was here, or because he's an alternate, it doesn't matter?
No, once we're missing somebody, he becomes.
He becomes eligible to vote.
I'm saying, so since Monroe isn't here, should he have, I'm just curious, should he have voted for the
Yeah.
memorialization?
He
He wasn't here.
Yeah, he was.
He was recorded as affirmative.
Yeah, but he's not here now.
He's for...
Mr.
No,
Monroe?
talk about Mr. Craig.
Mr. Cray is here and
Yeah.
Mr. Monroe is not, so should he vote?
No,
for
he
both
can't, no.
themselves?
He can only vote if he voted on
He
this.
did,
He did vote.
He did.
Okay, then he
Let
can.
me see the,
Yeah, that's what I was,
let me see the clerk.
that's what I was asking, he did vote, and he was at the meeting.
Oh, okay, then yeah, he can vote.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let's see. Yes.
Mr. Craig, how do
did
you
vote.
vote?
How would you
Just
vote
say
on
yes.
this? Thank you.
Motion passed. Don't go, there's a lot of stuff to sign tonight.
Yes, I kind of assumed that.
Okay, this next one, so you have that. I don't know what happened to the clip, but just keep thinking.
Do you want me to sign these, or no?
No, just what I have here. All right, this next one is for, 773 Fifth Avenue, and the application number was 2715-06 for the McCraves. Did everybody get a chance to look at this?
Yes.
Arkelian?
Yes.
Oh, who made the motion? Did you ask the
Oh,
motion?
no, I'm still waiting for them to look it over.
Okay,
But we were close.
okay.
Is everybody good?
I wasn't here, but I have one question, maybe Mr. Volstock can answer it. I think as a practice, we have to, it doesn't recognize that Tom Haggerty was sworn in and accepted as a witness as the architect, because it references him later on that he's testifying about runoff, but it doesn't, in the recitals, it's not saying that Tom Haggerty was here and
Was here and sworn?
sworn, yeah.
Well, we'll add, I'll tell Brian and Marlena that they should.
Was he
add
here?
that.
I wasn't here, but
No,
I'm...
Brian wasn't here.
No, not
They
Brian,
were-
no, it was Tom Haggerty here
No,
testifying.
Yeah, he was here,
sworn-
yeah.
He was sworn in.
Yeah, but the resolution should have that up in the recitals, because it doesn't say, it said the applicant submitted with the application a plan prepared by Tom Haggerty, but there's no indication that he was sworn or gave testimony, and then they reference him that he testified
No,
about...
it says testified on behalf of the applicant and in support of the application. Does that
Yeah,
not?
but what the mayor's saying is, it doesn't indicate that he was sworn in, and he was.
Oh, it's
license,
got-
yeah.
I didn't realize, when I saw it say testified on behalf of,
Yeah.
I thought that constituted as.
All right,
Okay,
so
let me just
we'll
make
have that
sure I
correction.
understand what the mayor said. So Mayor, you would want in all future resolutions that
If we have, a
every
witness, that they should be, yes, that they...
indicated that they were
On behalf of the
sworn.
applicant, they sworn, and they were duly sworn in.
Okay,
So in the future, it should explicitly state they were sworn in and not just testified.
Yeah,
Okay.
either the mayor or I will.
I know, I took that as an
no,
assumption.
I
It says
have
they
to know,
testified.
you don't have to.
Okay.
That's right.
Which line are you looking at?
If you look under the fourth whereas, it says whereas Tom Haggerty, yada, 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 located, it says testified on behalf of the applicants and in support of the application. And so I took that as an assumption that if they're testifying.
Yeah, but this is an introduction, but then we have the findings of fact, when you do the findings of fact, that was...
No, I'm saying I misunderstood. I just-
No,
that's what I asked you.
it's a matter of, to me, it's a matter of getting a consistent, one of the issues I had with the former zoning board was that they didn't put anything in the resolutions.
We'll make sure that that's.
And we
I'll
need
I'll
to
make
make
sure
sure
that those,
that these...
whoever
No,
testifies.
I just understand, you wanted
Notes
it
that
more,
they're
you
sworn.
wanted it,
Yes,
that's what
it should, and
that makes sense, I just wasn't understanding.
Okay. Can we, so we're gonna have that correction.
I'm gonna make that,
But based on the correction, anything else? We have a motion to accept that memorialization? Motion. So, Mr. Grasso?
Mr. Grasso?
Ms. Boland?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Yes. Mr. Arkelian?
Yes.
Ms. Boland?
Yes.
Dr. Gewirtz?
Yes.
Mr. Meerman?
Yes.
Mr. Grasso?
Yes.
Mr. Craig?
Yes.
Okay. Resolution's adopted.
Okay. Again, just a reminder, Dr. Gillis, we'll sit down and we'll sign the developers agreements and stuff too.
I'm not,
Yep, I got you. All right, we'll go back to this application on, that we were hearing. Mr. Kelm, and it's application 27.
Mr. Chairman, sorry, I just want to go back. Which developers agreements are you,
I have them here.
because you should be signing any of them, because we already approved them and I've signed them. So I don't know what's
I'll go
going
over
back
with
here.
you at the end. Yeah, I just
I
did
think,
sign
I think
here,
that's
sign
redundant,
here.
we don't need to have the board sign developer agreement. This is for Slomac and for,
I mean, they do have me in here, yeah.
yeah, I talked to Brian about that.
Okay.
For now, but it was already approved that they were signed, so, they're executed already.
All right,
Mr.
so,
Chairman, Before you open for Mr. Kelm's testimony, let me just note for the record that I have looked at the proof of service on 200-foot owners, and the green cards are in the file, and the notice was published in the record on May 26, 2017, and I have that also. So the board does have jurisdiction to hear this case. It's been properly noticed and advertised.
Okay. Mr. Skirvich,
Yes.
we're back to you.
Good. Well, I do a review. I have a zoning review copy that I mark up, usually in Red Canada. I go through all the numbers, and I don't have that copy here. I just have what you have here today. So going through the numbers, I see that the architect included the deck as lot coverage, and it's not, because it doesn't have the roof. It's impervious coverage. So the lot coverage, fine, there's no variance. In this impervious calc, I don't include air conditioning units or window wells, and in this case, I didn't include side land. So all the numbers are correct in my letter. And in a previous copy of this plan, there was no side land, it was 0. So that could be on my review copy, I don't know, but everything is fine. The letter is fine.
So the only thing we need is impervious coverage, correct?
Impervious coverage, the calculator I used downstairs typically came up with 39.86. My phone came up with 39.88. It's de minimis, it's the same, and I feel that the application is representative of what's requested.
All right. Mr. Cummings, you want to explain to us what you're planning to do here? And
Well, I'm putting in complete with that kind of thing back to the family. We have some construction done, and my contractor suggested during the construction, that it would be just a little bit more comfortable for my family, since we have sliders to work down to that. That's what we said.
was there an existing deck there now? Okay. Any questions from anybody on the board?
So, the variance is as a result of the proposed deck on the rear, When was your house built?
It was built over the course of last year.
Okay, so you went ahead, you built the house, which is perfectly fine, and now you're coming back to the board, to say I'd like to put a deck on, and here we are, I need a variance. That kind of sums it up, is that? Okay.
What are you doing under, I'm sorry.
Let the record show Mr. Caslin is here. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Everyone, certainly.
Question?
And that would be at, let's say, 7:57.
I just wanted the exact, what was the number you said on the impervious?
That's 39.86%.
Okay, so the 4119 that was written calculated things that don't count towards,
Yeah, window wells, AC units, in this case, side land units.
I just wanted to understand what,
Okay, yeah.
And there's no variance for lot coverage.
There was none.
So we'll ask Mr. Kelm's architect to submit a revised plan reflecting the actual
Absolutely,
numbers.
for the record, yes.
Yes, so we have it in file. And there'll prevent any problems if somebody comes to look at the file and the numbers don't match, so you don't want any problems.
Anybody else from the board? And we'll go to Mr. Skirvich.
I have one more question. Mr. Kelm. What are you doing underneath the deck, or
It's just gonna be empty.
are you gonna put gravel down, or is it?
I have a question that your lot has a runoff towards Van Swan downhill. So is there anything at the edge of your property line to prevent that? And is there any drainage issues?
Oh, there is drainage.
There's a drainage plan.
Mm-hmm.
And was that installed previously, or is that part of this?
Oh, no, I was part of the original.
So is there any necessary additional compensation for this due to the coverage of the lot to prevent soil erosion?
I'm assuming the rest of your property is landscaped, lawns. What about towards the edge of the property?
The edge of the
Other plantings?
The sides,
Yes.
the sides here, the landscape.
Mr. Skirvich,
Yes.
you have anything to add? Any recommendations?
Decks are a typical accessory structure for residential properties. It's behind the house, not be seen from the street, and it's technical. It would have been improved, obviously, for the use itself if the coverage was met.
So you don't have any real objections? other than.
Well, Mr. Skirvich can't have an objection.
Right.
He's just giving us
No, no,
the zoning.
Mr. Count, can you think of any negative impact that this construction of this deck would have on your neighbors?
On my neighbors, none whatsoever, I get along really well,
How close on either side of the nearest neighbors?
what is one?
Yeah, or
No, setback.
setback, I mean, like, are there,
Yeah, you
if you're sitting on your deck, are you looking into their backyard, or?
I can see their backyard, there's some shrubs and greenery that, provide love, but
And what about behind you? You know, yeah.
Did you speak with your neighbor, on the south side? That would be the deck would be closest to the southerly neighbor. Did you speak with him about this at all? What was his name?
He had 7 feet on
Seven
this side.
and then
What's the
11
other?
on that side.
How much?
11. He
11,
conforms. He conforms on the side yard, so there's
Yeah.
not an issue. The drainage is not going to be an impact. It is an oversized lot,
Very much.
so.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Have a motion on this application?
I'll make a motion that the board accept the revised plan as discussed with the
Of Mr. Merman,
correct numbers.
have a second? Second. Mr. Grasso, and then you can hold call.
Okay, I will. Okay. Mayor Mignon,
Yes.
Ms. Boland,
Yes.
Mr. Arakelian.
Yes.
Ms. Grasso,
Yes.
Mr. Merriman,
Yes.
Mr. Kaplan. You're going to abstain? Okay. Dr. Gewartz?
Yes.
Mr. Craig?
Yes. Where were you?
Passes.
Congratulations, sir. Hopefully within 2 weeks, we'll get your resolution. You go down to Borough Hall, pick it up. And then, once you pass the 45 days, you do whatever you want after that. All right? Have a good evening.
Thank you. Oh, did you want a revised plan?
Yes, we said that, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Count,
That was
don't,
part of the resolution.
just remind me.
Mr. Callen, don't forget
Don't
you
forget
need to
the revised,
bring the revised plans in.
okay.
Signed and sealed,
Thank you.
Actually, see
Good
it.
eventing.
yes.
I guess I should have opened to the public to see if you wanted to talk.
There's no one here.
No one's going to object.
Maybe the minutes should reflect that.
Yes.
Yeah, I will.
There's no review.
And that, I believe, is the end of our, we don't have anything else on our agenda.
No.
Kind of quiet.
Do we,
It's gonna get busy though. There's a couple of, things that, planning board type things that are gonna be coming and,
do we know what happened with the hole in the sky tattoo?
they are still revising their plans. Mhm.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
my memories of the planning board during summer hours, during summer season, in the past was the workshops were suspended during July and August.
Mhm.
Do you have any outlook for that or intent at this point?
I do. However, I want to see, we have a big application coming in.
Okay,
And I want to find out what the timing of that application is.
all right.
And then I'll discuss things with the mayor and,
But I think, as we move into this new role as a land use board,
We're probably gonna.
we're
have to
gonna
discuss with
probably have, the way I envision this going, and hope, depending how the time works, I would assume that one meeting a month would be dedicated to the residential applications and the C variances. And then if we have regular planning board, we would do it that way, because you don't wanna have a long commercial application and have a homeowner waiting for 3 hours to do a deck.
Mhm.
So we'll try to get them scheduled that way.
All right.
I don't know from Nicole if we have any more coming in. Mark will probably know better than I would, because he's been reviewing any,
Residential?
yeah, have any denials lately, or,
There might be one or two in the pipeline, but something like this, if there are. The only two that I know of significance, commercial rather, are the tattoo parlor and the three residential units.
Yeah, but those are D-variances with site plans, so
Yes.
they're gonna be a while before they get to us.
Well, and there's also the planning side, I know that the shops at River Edge are gonna be coming in pretty soon. They revised everything and they're getting ready to go. And what the shops at River Edge is, for anybody that doesn't know, is down on Hackensack Avenue where Bergen Batting is. There's 3 buildings there. They're gonna ask us to merge that lot into one. That's gonna be a variance. And then they're going to put up a strip mall. And I think there's a couple of setbacks, right?
There's probably some bulk variance, but it's not a variance on the lot, it's a reverse subdivision, they're
Right.
consolidating the lots, because right now,
That comes under planning board, that's not a,
there's no
Coming us.
planning or zoning.
that comes under, you don't have to recuse yourself from that.
Correct, it's not a D variance.
Not a D variance, sorry, couldn't think of the letter for
Yeah,
that.
So we do have some.
No, it's a permitted use.
It's a permitted use,
So
okay.
it's, yes, and that's the easiest way to fit.
Right.
For 95% of it, it's gonna be
Right.
permitted uses.
And one other application I spoke to you about there is that there's a sign application coming in at some point, 65 Route 4 East. There's
Mm-hmm.
two proposals for 2 giant walls, or 2 wall signs, 5 variances.
There's quite a bit on that building right now.
Yeah.
There's 2 existing signs on the property, one on the building wall,
Mhm.
and the ground sign, and then there's
Mhm.
the address, which is not covered by sign regulations.
And I think that gets me to the other point, because I know in the beginning of the year I'd asked for a sign committee.
Mhm.
We never really have gotten it off the ground, and
Mhm.
our master plan committee has not really gotten off the ground, so maybe over the summer, we might really
Okay.
get those groups together and we start getting some preliminary discussions going. Signage is a persistent and a big
Has to.
issue, and it has to be addressed.
And as an aside, we have 2 illegal apartments in court. One on Kenneth and one back here, basement apartment. I know the one's abandoned, but the sign is dead. And then the other one, I don't know the status of that, but the sign says. building.
You're saying there's a possibility they might come before the board for a use change?
I can't see that at this point,
Okay,
because there's other violations, safety violations.
All right. but if it was, it would be a use change.
To be,
Okay.
experienced 2-family and single-family zone,
Mm-hmm.
residential and C1 zone,
Didn't have pre-existing.
not to my knowledge.
Well, we don't have any documentation of any pre-existing two-family, so.
That is very true. Sometimes the tax records will show a single-family plus, and I don't know what that means, actually. Some homes looking for when permits were issued for a second kitchen. Usually there's nothing in the file, and then I go ahead and I take a compliance action. It's not proven, unless I can get something from, years past that there's been proof that there's been a two-family. We had one on Continental a couple of years ago, it was a duplex. Didn't have any proof, but I did the inspection, and I got an affidavit from the homeowner. You can clearly see it was built side by side. And there was just no judgment that they did it any other way. So there's some interpretation that has to go.
So the tax records don't, I mean, we don't have any, you don't have any 2 families?
Tax records.
We have one very small two-family zone. All the other ones are basically presumed to be pre-existing,
Pre-existing.
non-conforming. And unless, like I said, Mr. Gervis, if they find something that, we got a complaint that all of a sudden it's being rented out as of last month,
These are 2 basements, so
so,
obviously.
oh, in basement, obviously that would not, yeah, they're not habitable.
And the tax record on those properties doesn't say 2-family?
They probably would say a single-family plus, or some other vernacular,
Okay,
whatever.
But not on the COs.
Yeah.
so-
I understand,
Yeah.
but if they're being taxed, they have an argument.
But they would still have to come to the
Sure.
board and get
Absolutely.
that rectified, if that's the case.
Yes,
Yeah.
no question.
Let's continue, if we're gonna continue this, we'll continue this off the record. Motion to close the meeting,
That's what it was. I'll make that motion.
Mr. Merman?
Always.
There's no reason, everything we're discussing is.
Dr. Gerwitz, it's Dr. Gerwitz, I'm looking at Vito Aquafina. And, no, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, any abstained? Thank you, everybody.
That's 55.
No, just leave it here.